For nearly 400 years, Massachusetts residents have reported glowing lights in the sky, strange objects moving through the darkness, missing time, phantom creatures, and places where reality itself seems slightly unstable. Some stories became newspaper headlines, some became folklore, and some were never explained at all. From colonial Boston to the UFO waves of the 1950s to the shadowed wetlands of the Bridgewater Triangle, this is a journey through one of America's oldest landscapes of mystery. Welcome to the Massachusetts Paranormal Highway.
Every mile has a mystery. So climb in as we tear down the Paranormal Highway, one state, one story, one strange encounter at a time. Welcome to the fold.
Our journey begins in 1639. That's not a typo. 1639. According to Massachusetts Bay Colony Governor John Winthrop, a man named James Everell and two companions were rowing a boat near Boston when they saw something extraordinary in the night sky. Winthrop described a glowing object that changed shape, maneuvered rapidly, and moved as swift as an arrow. At one point, he wrote, "When it stood still, it flamed up." And then came the truly strange part. The men somehow drifted nearly a mile upstream, with little memory of how they got there. Which means Massachusetts may not only have America's first recorded UFO sighting, but also one of America's earliest missing time stories. And if this happened today, half the internet would say, aliens. And the other half would say, definitely drones. By the early 1800s, Massachusetts residents were still seeing strange lights. One Massachusetts schoolteacher described a glowing object moving unnaturally through the night sky, ascending, descending, and changing direction. And what's fascinating is how modern the descriptions sound. Different century, same confusion, same human reaction. That definitely wasn't normal. By the early 1900s, Massachusetts newspapers were documenting strange lights on a regular basis. In Swansea, residents watched a brilliant object move through the sky, emitting flashes and changing colors. Witnesses debated whether it was a comet, an airship, or some unusual atmospheric phenomenon, which is basically the 1910 version of "experts remain baffled." Not every mystery ended with cosmic revelation. In Swampscott, police rushed to investigate mysterious moving lights inside a wealthy estate. The cause? Plumbers, which officially makes Massachusetts plumbers the state's first documented paranormal investigators. Then came 1925. A long, glowing streak appeared over western Massachusetts. Passengers aboard a trolley reportedly panicked when mechanical noises erupted at the exact moment the strange light appeared overhead. Scientists proposed meteors, reflected sunlight, and atmospheric dust trails. But once again, people across Massachusetts looked skyward and wondered what they had just witnessed. Then came the flying saucer era. America became obsessed with UFOs, and Massachusetts was right in the middle of it. In Fall River, residents flooded police stations with reports of strange aerial activity. By 1952, Springfield residents described glowing objects maneuvering silently over the city. Witnesses reported hovering lights, rapid movements, shifting colors, and impossible flight paths. A Boston Weather Bureau employee even tracked one object using a theodolite. Westover Air Force Base investigated. Radar found nothing. Pilots saw nothing. And still, the sightings continued.
I tell you, we saw absolutely nothing up there. It's changing direction again, far too fast for any known aircraft. Still nothing on radar. This doesn't make sense. We saw nothing up there, I swear.
Today, a new moon is in the sky, a 23-inch metal sphere placed in orbit by a Russian rocket. Here, an artist's conception of how the feat was accomplished. A three-stage rocket. Number one, the booster in the class of an intercontinental missile. Its weight estimated at 50 tons. The smaller second stage took over at 5,000 miles an hour and carried on to the highest point reached. 500 miles up, the artificial moon is boosted to a speed counterbalancing the pull of gravity and released. You are hearing the actual signals transmitted by the Earth-circling satellite, one of the great scientific feats of the age.
Then humanity finally put something into space. Sputnik. And suddenly, every moving light in the sky became emotionally charged. One Massachusetts columnist beautifully described sitting outdoors, wrapped in blankets on a cool October 1957 evening, watching the Soviet satellite cross overhead. The article captured something fascinating. Not fear. Wonder. For the first time in history, human beings realized the night sky was no longer unreachable. And after Sputnik, the line between science fiction and reality suddenly became blurry. Then came one of Massachusetts' most famous UFO stories, the Berkshire UFO incident. On September 1st, 1969, dozens of witnesses across the Berkshires reported glowing objects moving through the sky. But one story became legendary. Thomas Reed claimed that as a child, he and his family encountered a glowing craft near the Sheffield-covered bridge. According to Reed, strange lights surrounded the car, time became distorted, and fragmented memories followed. He later described a massive, illuminated structure unlike anything he had ever seen. Over time, the story became embedded in local folklore. A UFO monument was eventually erected near the bridge, which may make Massachusetts one of the few places on Earth where you can tour Revolutionary War history, eat maple candy, and visit an alleged alien encounter site, all in the same afternoon. Massachusetts doesn't just have UFOs. It also has time travelers. In 1974, a Berkshire Eagle reader claimed he encountered a newspaper from 1994, 20 years into the future. He then listed several future headlines, including giant discount stores, endless political drama, transportation chaos, and a city taking 20 years to hire a planning director, which may be the single most believable thing in this entire episode. Strangely, many of his satirical predictions aged surprisingly well. Not literally, but culturally. Which raises an important question. Did he discover a time warp? Or did he simply understand human nature and local government?
What is that? I don't know. There's another one over there. Right there. What are these? Whoa, stop, stop, stop. Stop for a sec. Stop. Stop. What are these things?
Here comes another one, I'm telling you. And there's one way over there.
Where?
It's just far away over there.
That was fucking nowhere. There's the UFO. I just saw two others of that. The other two went away.
That one's going to after the flare wears away.
They were too far apart from each other.
only 3 flares floating. It's like staying there. Oh! Okay. Moving. Been there for a while now.
Kiki, federal officials can't explain every sighting, but insist there's no evidence of a threat to the public. But with sightings reported now along the Cape, Massachusetts leaders are now being faced with questions about just what is it that's happening in our skies. What started in New Jersey has now reached the Cape. Multiple reports of drone sightings.
It's spooky, for sure. I mean, just where we don't really have any information. We don't really know for sure what it is.
Lindsay Montgomery lives in Harwich, which confirmed multiple reports of drone sightings Thursday, including from an off-duty police officer. Montgomery saw the white and flashing blue light hovering in the distance from her driveway Thursday night.
I think in the moment I said, is that the same thing everyone else is seeing? I think everyone has the same general consensus of knowing about it, but not really knowing a whole lot about it.
Governor Maura Healey addressing the reports on social media saying, I'm aware of a growing number of drone sightings across Massachusetts, and we're monitoring the situation closely. Massachusetts State Police is working together with local and federal partners, and they're prepared to support federal authorities with jurisdiction over airspace. City leaders also keeping an eye on the skies.
I've been in touch with Boston Police. We have not had any reports so far, but encourage everyone to reach out about any concerns that they have, as always.
The surge in sightings started in New Jersey.
All the ones over here. There's 2 behind here.
There's 2 over there.
Yeah, look.
New Jersey state officials asking for federal help as they investigate. Federal officials say some are simply cases of people mistaking small planes as drones. But what about the ones they can't explain?
Let me calm those nerves. We have not seen anything unusual. We have not seen any unusual activity. We know of no threat.
One final note here in Massachusetts, local law enforcement officials say they are passing information on all reported drone sightings to the FBI field office in Boston. Live in the newsroom, Stephen Quinn, 7 News.
And now our journey enters the smartphone era. In 2025 and 2026, Massachusetts residents once again reported glowing orbs, strange lights, abrupt aerial maneuvers, and unexplained objects crossing the night sky. This time, people recorded them. Federal agencies acknowledged ongoing UAP investigations. Pentagon files were released. Old cases resurfaced. And once again, Massachusetts residents found themselves staring upward, asking, "What was that?" Only now, instead of grainy sketches in newspapers, they had iPhones, which somehow hasn't made the UFO mystery any less mysterious. Maybe all these paranormal roads eventually lead to the Bridgewater Triangle, a region of southeastern Massachusetts tied to UFOs, phantom lights, giant birds, disappearances, cryptids, and stories so strange that even locals sometimes avoid the woods after dark. But unlike most paranormal hotspots, the Triangle isn't built around one mystery. It's built around hundreds, and many of them lead straight into the Hockomock Swamp. Hockomock is often translated as place where spirits dwell, which is probably not the slogan most tourism departments would choose. The swamp played a major role during King Philip's War in the 1670s, when native fighters vanished into the wetlands during attacks on colonial settlements. And over the centuries, people claimed the swamp never stopped hiding things. Witnesses reported glowing lights drifting through the darkness, massive birds soaring silently overhead, and screams echoing deep in the woods at night. One Norton police sergeant even described seeing a gigantic bird-like creature flying above the area. Then there's the Freetown Fall River State Forest, a place surrounded by stories of violence, cult rumors, satanic panic, mutilated animals, and things moving through the trees after sunset. Some of those stories were exaggerated, but not all of them. And hidden throughout the triangle are older legends still whispered about today, including the Pukwudgies.
What was that?
Small humanoid tricksters
me?
from Algonquian folklore said to lure people deep into the woods before vanishing without a trace. Maybe the Bridgewater Triangle is folklore. Maybe it's psychology. Or maybe, after centuries of stories layered together in the same dark corners of Massachusetts, something really is waiting in the woods. And that concludes our drive along the Massachusetts Paranormal Highway. Next stop, Michigan.
Thanks for cruising the Paranormal Highway with us, where the stories are real, pulled straight from newspaper archives, history blogs, and other sources that make you stop and say, wait, that actually happened? We take it state by state, uncovering ghosts, UFOs, strange creatures, and the occasional very polite house ghost. New episodes roll out every weekend, usually Saturday nights, depending on schedules, internet speeds, and whatever else might be lurking out there. And if you want more, join us Wednesday nights for High Strangeness Chat, with a live show on the first Wednesday of each month. So go ahead, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next stretch of the Paranormal Highway.